Hello and welcome to Parsons Field, where the Milton Wildcats are in town today to take on the Brookline Warriors. It's baseball action coming up here on Big Sports. Hello, everyone. I'm Brad Kasna. Thanks for joining us today. A beautiful day for baseball here at Parsons Field, and the Warriors coming into today's game with a record of 7-4 after a loss to Cambridge their last time out. They're looking to rebound from that outing and get a win today in a Bay State Conference matchup against Milton, a Milton team that comes into this game at 8-4. They are leading the Herget division at this point in the season. So Brookline and Milton baseball action coming up next here on Big Sports. And good afternoon from Parsons Field as we get set for baseball between the Wildcats and the Warriors. Milton wearing their red jerseys, Brookline in the blue, and on the mound today for the Warriors is Jordy McKay, who is making his third start of the season today, although he has had 4 appearances from the bullpen as well. First pitch to Colin McCabe is strike 1. McCabe at the plate, the second baseman for the Wildcats, looks at a ball to even the count at 1-1. Jordy McKay on the mound, a 2.08 ERA this season as he delivers strike 2 to McCabe. McKay, the pitcher, a record of 0-1. Again, making his third start of the season, 7th appearance overall, as timeout was called after he'd already gone into his motion, so he threw the pitch anyways, but it's no pitch. Count is still 1-2 to McCabe. Fouled off down the right side, and still 1-2. McCabe, the leadoff hitter for the Wildcats. The rest of the starting lineup: Liam Collins, the pitcher, bats second. Chula Loomis, the catcher, bats third. Lloyd Hill, the center fielder, in the cleanup spot as the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go? Yes. Dropped by the catcher, throw down to first for the out. So a strikeout to get things going for McKay in the top of the first inning. So the rest of the Wildcats lineup: Jason Turner, the third baseman, bats 5th. Pat Coffey, the first baseman, batting 6th. The 7th spot is left fielder Alex Toyas. Shortstop Connor Shea bats 8th, and the right fielder John Lawton rounds out the order. So Liam Collins, the pitcher, standing in now and looks at ball 1 in the dirt. Collins, a senior, one of the 3 senior captains for Milton that are all batting 1, 2, 3 in the order: McCabe, Collins, and Loomis. Today's second baseman, pitcher, and catcher, respectively. Ball 2 to Collins. Okay, winds and fires. Another pitch low, and Collins is ahead in the count, 3-0. Collins taking all the way and takes ball 4. So the first base runner aboard for the Wildcats with 1 out in the top of the first. So now Chula Loomis, the catcher, at the plate. First pitch, breaking ball over the plate, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Another breaking ball. This one stays high, and the count is even at 1-1. Collins, the leadoff of first, and McKay steps off. Throw over to first base. Back in time is Collins. The 1-1. Stays high once again, and it's now 2-1. So McKay was low in a 4-pitch walk to Collins, but to Loomis, working high. This ball is swung at, and I think Loomis got a piece of it. Either way, the count will be 2-2. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Jordy McKay. Second out of this top of the first inning. And with 2 down, that brings up Lloyd Hill, the center fielder for the Wildcats, batting from the left side against the righty McKay. First pitch swinging and missing. Oh, 1. That pitch is taken, but it's a strike. And McKay's ahead in the count 0-2. Collins at first base. 2 outs. This one a little bloop into center field. On the run is Minton, can't get to it. Collins headed to third, coming around. He'll be waved in, and Collins will score. An RBI double for Lloyd Hill. Puts the Wildcats on the board. It's 1-0 in the top of the first. So Liam Collins scoring from first there on the RBI double. Comes with 2 outs for Lloyd Hill. And that brings up Jason Turner. Hill's double there, the first hit given up so far. Turner fouls back the first one he sees into the backstop. Jason Turner playing third base today. And McKay steps off with a glance back towards Hill at second base. Turner, a junior. As this one grounded up towards second base, Yee is there, throw on to first base for the out. So the side is retired, but not before the Wildcats push across a run, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on, and it's the middle of the first. Milton Wildcats 1, Brookline Warriors coming up. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Wildcats pitcher Liam Collins takes the first one for a ball. And Minton at the top of the order, having quite a year at the plate so far, batting .442 with the team leading 7 runs batted in as he fouls this one back into the backstop to even the count at 1-1. Pitch from Collins, grounded right back up the middle to the second baseman. McCabe has it on to first for the out. Minton retired to begin the bottom of the first. That brings up Cooper Lev, the shortstop. First pitch catches the plate for strike one. Lev is struggling a bit at the plate this season with a 159 average, though he does have an RBI to his credit. 0-1 pitch grounded to the shortstop. Shea up with it, throw over to first. Not in time. So Lev reaches that may have pulled the first baseman Coffey off the bag. So Lev is aboard with 1 out. And stepping to the plate now, Irvin Kantarczyk. Kantarczyk looks at strike one. Kantarczyk in right field today for the Warriors. Big cut, but a miss. And Kantarczyk in an 0-2 hole. Kantarczyk batting .300 with a home run. That's the only home run the Warriors have to their credit this season. And 4 runs batted in as well. Check throw on Lev over at first base, and he's back safely. Oh, 2 to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kantarczyk goes down swinging. First strikeout of the day for Collins, and the second out in the bottom of the first inning. Lev still aboard at first base, and now the pitcher, Jordy McKay, steps to the plate. Throw over to first, back in time. McKay hitting .250 at the plate this season, 3 RBI. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to McKay. Warriors have played 11 games so far this season, so all these numbers through 11 games for Brookline. They bring a record of 4-7 into this one. They're right in the middle of the pack in the Cary division of the Bay State Conference. The 0-1 misses high for ball 1. One. Big swing and a miss, and McKay down in the count, 1-2. 2 outs, runner at first. Warriors down 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Runner goes, pitch is fouled back. Could have been a hit and run put on there by the Warriors, but McKay not able to put it in play, so Lev will be back to first base. And we'll try again on the 1-2 pitch. Check throw over to first and Lev back safely. Again with the 1-2. Fouled back into the backstop. So the battle continues. Lev not running with that one. Collins with a look over to first. And now McKay calls time at the plate. Again stepping out is McKay. So the 1-2 pitch, this one's in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Lev on the run. He'll head up to second. So Lev takes second, and he's in scoring position on the wild pitch. Still 2 outs. 2-2 count, but Lev the tying run at second base. The pitch, this one grounded up the middle off the pitcher's mound right to the second baseman. McCabe has it on to first to retire the side. So the Warriors strand a runner in scoring position. And after 1 inning, the Wildcats lead the Warriors 1-0. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Back at Parsons Field, we move to the second inning, and leading things off for the Wildcats is Pat Coffey. He takes ball 1 low in the dirt from Jordy McKay. Milton leading Brookline 1-0 on an RBI double by Lloyd Hill in the first inning. Coffey, the first baseman, batting in the 6th spot in the order today. A senior for the Wildcats, looks at ball 2. Two 2-0 pitch to Coffey. Takes a strike. Now the 2-1. Swung on, grounded up the third base line into left field. Base hit for Pat Coffey. He'll think about two, and he's headed that way. And Coffey slides in safely with a leadoff double in the top of the second inning. So a runner in scoring position with nobody out, and Alex Toyas steps to the plate. Toyas, the left fielder. First pitch catches the plate for strike one. Toyas, a junior, as he steps out. McKay, the pitch swung on and missed for strike two. And McKay had the count now 0-2. Nobody out. Runner on second for Milton, as they look to add to a 1-0 lead in the top of the second. 0-2 pitch, and it hits Toyas. So Toyas will take first base, and now there's runners on first and second with nobody out. That'll bring up the shortstop, Connor Shea. Shea stands in from the right side. And the first pitch is low for ball one. Shea, a senior. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike one, and the count is even. The 1-1 for McKay. This one's fouled back over the backstop and out of play. So the count is now 1-2. McKay with the pitch. This one has Shea ducking out of the way. And we're even at 2-2. Breaking ball, misses, and the count runs full. The payoff pitch to Shea, swung on in the air, center field. Minton sizing it up, makes the catch. Runners will not advance. And there's one down in the top of the second. And this will bring a meeting at the mound as the Warriors pitching coach out to talk with the pitcher Jordy McKay as the catcher Patrick Webler. And Webler, the catcher, is the fielder who's not in the starting lineup today. McKay, the pitcher, is batting. The Warriors are using a DH. So Webler is just working the field, but playing what most would agree is the most difficult position on the field. behind the plate. So now John Lawton, the right fielder for Milton. As McKay steps off and looks the runners back. Coffey on second, Toyas on first, 1 out. And the Wildcats with a 1-0 lead. First pitch Lawton sees is low for ball 1. One 0 pitch, again misses for ball 2. This one's in the air down the right field line, but falls foul. The 2-1 on the way. Nope, first McKay will step off again, look those runners back. Now the 2-1. Another breaking ball, but this one over the plate had Lawton fooled. Some nice off-speed stuff there from McKay. And the count is 2-2. This one misses low in the dirt. Webbler blocking it. And again, the count is full. Second batter in a row that has worked the count full here against McKay in the top of the second. Payoff pitch, low in the dirt. Second walk of the day issued by McKay, and Lawton aboard. Bases are now loaded for the Wildcats as they turn it around to the top of the order. Colin McCabe back to the plate, the second baseman. He struck out in his first at-bat to lead off the ball game. First pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Webbler. The 1-0. Swung on, grounded towards second base. Yee has it, flips over to second. That's all they'll get. A run scores. No, there's... Looks like that'll be the inning. I think maybe interference was called there, as the Milton coaching staff out for an explanation. So no run will score. What a break for the Warriors. And a bases loaded opportunity goes by the boards for Milton. So in the middle of the second, the Milton Wildcats leading the Brookline Warriors 1-0. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Back at Parsons Field, we head to the bottom of the second. Milton leading Brookline 1-0. 5, 6, 7 batters in the order due up for the Warriors. And Tyler Patterson will lead things off for Brookline. Patterson, first baseman today, takes strike one. Patterson batting just 132 this season, but has 5 RBI. The 0-1 is fouled back and out of play. Count is now 0-2. It's the pitch from Collins in the dirt, but swung on and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout for Liam Collins, and it's the first out in the bottom of the second. So now Ben Knopf steps to the plate. Big cut at the first offering from Collins. It's 0-1. Knopf, the left fielder, looks at a ball in the dirt to even the count at 1-1. Knopf, the 189 batting average, 4 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch, high and tight for ball 2. Collins delivers the 2-1, and Knopf looks at strike 2. This one's grounded right up the middle off the pitcher's mound. The shortstop Shea has it, but can't do anything with it. And Knopf reaches on an infield single. We'll call that the first hit of the ball game for the Warriors, as Cooper Lev reached back in the first, but a play that I think you got to credit an error on that one, as the throw looked like it was going to have him beat, but apparently pulled the first baseman off the bag. It was a little tough to tell from our angle over here behind third base, but the runner was called safe. In any event, Knopf now aboard at first base, and Jack Levine at the plate takes strike 1. So 1 down in the bottom of the second. Knopf the tying run at first base. The 0-1 misses. And it's 1-1. Check on the runner at first, and Knopf diving back safely. Now the 1-1 to the plate. Swung on, popped up, foul ground on the first base side, but out of play. Coffey gave it a look, but can't do anything with it. So the count is 1-2. Another one popped out of play. Count remains 1-2. And now we'll have a meeting at the mound. Knopp is the runner at first. Levine at the plate, 1 out in the bottom of the second, with the Warriors trailing 1-0. So now the 1-2 is very high. Count even at 2-2. This one grounded to shortstop. Shea has it on to second for 1. No throw over to first, but the Wildcats do retire the lead runner. So Levine reaches on the fielder's choice. Knopp retired at second, and now there's 2 outs for Jonas Webler. Webler playing third today. First pitch a fastball, but missing for ball 1. Webler's seen most of his action on the mound this season. He's 0 for 6 at the plate as he grounds this one over to shortstop. Shea has it, tag second base, and the side is retired. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base for the Warriors. And after 2 innings, Milton leading Brookline 1-0. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Welcome back to Parsons Field on a beautiful afternoon here in Brookline. We go to the 3rd inning, and the Milton Wildcats lead the Brookline Warriors 1-0. Liam Collins leading things off for the Wildcats. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Collins, who's pitching today for Milton, walked in his first at bat and came around to score the Wildcats' only run thus far. Off-speed pitch here, catches the plate for strike 2. And Jordy McKay quickly ahead in the count 0-2. McKay's given up the 1 run and 2 hits so far through his first 2 innings of work. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, third strikeout for McKay. So that brings up Chula Loomis, the Wildcats catcher. He was McKay's last strikeout victim, going down swinging in the first. Looks at a ball low. McKay ready with the 1-0. This one looks high, and it's 2-0. Fouled back into the netting. And the count is 2-1. 2-1 pitch high again. And Loomis had in the count 3-1. So a good hitter's count to work with for Loomis here. Popped up with drifting foul and out of play. So the count runs full with 1 down in the top of the third. Payoff pitch from McKay. Swung on and fouled back, so we'll do it again. Again with the 3-2 pitch. This one swung on, grounded right back to McKay. Easy toss over to first for the second out. So 2 down in the top of the third. And Lloyd Hill back to the plate. It was Hill who drove in the lone run of the ball game with an RBI double in the first inning. Fastball misses low for ball 1. One 0 pitch. That one over the plate. Count even at 1-1. This one in the dirt. Hill had the count 2-1. Grounded up the middle, past the dive of Yee into center field, base hit for Lloyd Hill. So his second hit of the ball game, singles here in the third after doubling back in the first. And a runner aboard with 2 out for the Wildcats. The third baseman, Jason Turner, steps to the plate now. Turner grounded out to second in the first inning. Breaking ball has Turner frozen for strike 1. Looks like McKay has had a real effective off-speed pitch that he's worked into the mix here as he looks Hill back to first base. 1. This one misses. 1-1. Runner goes. The pitch swung on and missed, but apparently Turner actually got a piece of it, so that means that Hill will have to go back, and that is a tough break for the Wildcats as Hill had that bag stolen easily. But he'll have to go back to first base. And now a check on the runner at first. Hill goes again, the 1-2 to the plate, swung on and missed. Strike 3. So McKay strikes out Turner to end the inning, his 4th strikeout of the game. The Wildcats get no runs on 1 hit that inning, and in the middle of the 3rd inning, Milton leading Brookline 1-0. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. We're back at Parsons Field as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Brookline leading Milton rather leading Brookline 1-0. First pitch here is taken for strike 1. Liam Collins on the hill for the Wildcats. And this one misses to even the count at 1-1. Devin Yee, the number 9 hitter at the plate. The 1-1 pitch misses high for ball 2. This one grounded up towards short. Shea has it, throw on to first in time. So Yee is retired to lead things off in the bottom of the 3rd. We go back around to the top of the order. Johnny Minton, the center fielder, steps to the plate with 1 out. takes ball one. Minton came into today's ball game with a 442 batting average. 1-0 in the dirt. Ball two. 2-0 on the way from Collins. Grounded up towards first base. Coffey will take it himself. And the first two batters retired here in the bottom of the third. Cooper Lev to the plate now. The Warriors shortstop reached on what we'll call an error back in the first inning as he grounded over to third, but ended up safe at first base. First pitch to Lev is a ball. 1-0 on the way. Misses low ball two. Collins ready with a 2-0. Fastball. Catches the plate. Strike one. The 2-1 to Lev. Swung on, grounded to short. Shea, he's been busy over there. Throws on to first base. And the side is retired. So a 1-2-3 inning for Liam Collins. And after three, Milton leading Brookline 1-0. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. We welcome you back to Parsons Field as we move on to the fourth inning, where the Brookline the Brookline Warriors trailing the Milton Wildcats 1-0. Pat Coffey leading things off and taking strike one here in the top of the fourth. Coffey doubled in his first at bat. The 0-1 misses low. Count is even. The 1-1 grounded up to second base. Yee has it. Throw on to first for the out. So the leadoff man retired in the top of the fourth inning, and it brings up Alex Toyas, the left fielder, was hit by an 0-2 pitch in the second inning. And looks at ball one. 1-0 on the way. Another low pitch, and it's 2-0. McKay, 4 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. As Toyas takes a strike to even the count, or bring the count to 2-1. Toyas ahead in the count. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And now the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. McKay gave up just the 1 run, 3 hits. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks over the first 3. Strike 3 called. And Jordy McKay notches his 5th strikeout of the game. And there's 2 down in the 4th. Now Connor Shea stands in from the right side. That breaking ball dropping into the strike zone once again. And Shea looks at strike 1. Shea flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Pops this one up. Drifting foul, though, off behind the Milton dugout down the first base line. Out of play. And McKay had in the count 0-2. The pitch taken low for a ball. McKay ready with the 1-2. This one in the dirt. Shea flinching at it, but doesn't go. And the count is 2-2. Another one stays low. Count runs full. Shea took McKay to a full count in his first at bat as well. The result of that one was a fly ball to center field. We'll see what happens here. The payoff pitch popped up into the backstop. So we'll do it again. Two down in the top of the 4th. Another 3-2 pitch. This one swung on, dies right in front of the plate. Kind of a swinging bunt there, but Patrick Weebler out to get it. Throw down to first. Record the out and retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Jordy McKay. And in the middle of the 4th, Milton leading Brookline 1-0. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. on to the bottom of the fourth at Parsons Field. And Irvin Kantarczyk leading things off for the Warriors. They trail it 1-0. Looks at ball one. Kantarczyk struck out in the first inning in his first at bat. The 1-0 pitch from Liam Collins sails high. Ball two. The 2-0 on the way. Missing low, and Kantarczyk had the count 3-0. Kantarczyk came into the game batting an even .300 with the Warriors' only home run and 4 RBI as well. Now a 3-0 pitch. A 4-pitch walk, and Kantarczyk is aboard with the leadoff walk here in the bottom of the fourth. So Kantarczyk, the tying run at first base, as Jordy McKay steps to the plate. Today's starting pitcher looking to help his own cause. Grounded out to second in his first at bat. First pitch swinging, popped high in the air. The third baseman, Turner, sizing it up and makes the catch. So one down, and a runner at first for Tyler Patterson. Standing in from the left side. Patterson struck out in his first at bat. Check throw on Kantarczyk over at first. He's back safely, standing up. Runner goes, pitch to Patterson, a strike, the throw on to second base, not in time. Kantarczyk had that base stolen easily. So it gets a runner in scoring position with one down. So Patterson, an RBI opportunity here as he looks back to second as Collins wants to make sure he's not thinking about doing more damage on the base path. This ball in the dirt, blocked by Loomis, and no advancement for Kantarczyk. That was the 8th stolen base of the season for Kantarczyk, and he's only been caught once. Leads the team in that category. So speed on the bases for the Warriors. Another pitch in the dirt, and this time Kantarczyk is running. And Kantarczyk into third base without a throw, so I think you'd have to credit that with another stolen base. That ball never got past Loomis. It was in the dirt, but he had it blocked in front of the plate. So 2 stolen bases in Kantarczyk, the tying run 90 feet away. The pitch swung on, grounded right back to the pitcher slowly. Kantarczyk doing some dancing, although it looks like it's going to be called foul. Must have got a piece of Patterson before he left the batter's box. It looks like that perhaps is what happened. So the count is 2-2, 1 out, runner on third. Patterson fouls this one back. Collins with a look over towards Kantarczyk at third. The 2-2 to Patterson. Swung on, up the middle. McCabe dives to stop it. The throw to first gets away into the dugout. Kantarczyk will score, and we're tied at 1. So Patterson will get to take second base. I'd scored a base hit with second on the error. And an RBI for Patterson. And we're tied at 1-1. The first pitch to Knopf is inside for ball 1. Would have been tough for McCabe to get that out at first, even with a good throw, but it was a great job to stop that ball from getting into the outfield. Big cut from Knopf there to even the count at 1-1. So Patterson at second base with 1 out. Now in a tie ball game in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-1 swung on and missed, strike 2. Knopf reached base with a single in his first at-bat, and then was erased on a fielder's choice. The 1-2 is high and tight, and the count is 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's 2 down in the inning. That's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Collins. Still a runner in scoring position now for Jack Levine, the designated hitter. This one popped up. Over to have a look at it. Pitcher and first baseman, but out of play behind the dugout. Levine reached on a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. This one lined into right field, but foul. So Patterson back to second base. 0-2 count on Levine at the plate. And now Patterson could be caught in a rundown here. He's making a move towards third. Now trying to come back to second, but the tag put on by Turner, the third baseman. So Patterson caught stealing to end the inning, but not before the Warriors score a run on the RBI single by Tyler Patterson. We're all tied at 1 after 4 innings. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Welcome back to Parsons Field. We move on to the fifth inning, and we're all tied up 1-1 between Milton and Brookline after the Warriors even the score with an RBI single from Tyler Patterson that scored Irvin Kantarczyk after Kantarczyk stole two bases to work his way around the bags. So on to the fifth. John Lawton leads it off for the Wildcats and takes strike one from Jordy McKay. It's 1 run on 3 hits for the Wildcats, 1 run on 2 hits for the Warriors thus far. This one grounded to third. Jonas Webler comes up with it, throw across the diamond, and Lawton is called safe. Must have pulled Patterson off the bag. And that'll bring the Warriors coaches, Coach Joe Campagna, out to have a discussion with the umpire about that one. We saw a very similar play on the other side back in the bottom of the first when Cooper Lev reached on a throw that looked like it was going to be in time, but called safe. Apparently the first baseman was pulled off the bag, so looks like the Wildcats catch a similar break. We'll call that one an error, as we did back in the first inning as well. So the leadoff man aboard for the Wildcats in the top of the fifth. And it's back to the top of the order for Colin McCabe. First to check on Lawton over at first base. McCabe at the plate 0 for 2 today, as he struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice, as this first one to McCabe from McKay is low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. This one bounces to the backstop. Lawton on to second. So Lawton, the go-ahead run, advances into scoring position on the wild pitch. With no outs here in the top of the fifth. The 2-0 on its way to McCabe. Swing and a miss. Strike one. And McKay steps off. Looks back Lawton at second. And now McCabe will call time at the plate. The 2-1. Low, ball 3. And McCabe ahead in the count, 3-1. Go ahead run in scoring position. Nobody out in a tie ball game, top of the fifth. 3-1 to McCabe. Swung on, grounded towards shortstop, over to third to get the lead runner, and he is tagged out. So nice heads up play there by Lev, the shortstop, going over to third for the lead runner. The Warriors coaching and training staff are now going to come out to have a look at Webler, Jonas Webler, who might have got maybe a cleat to the chest there as that runner came sliding into third. So the lead runner retired. McCabe now aboard at first base, and there's one out in the top of the fifth in a tie ball game. Liam Collins, the pitcher, steps to the plate for Milton. Check over to first base. McCabe back standing up. Collins 0 for 1 today. Walked in the first, struck out in the third. The pitch is low, ball 1. One zero. Swung on right back to the mound, but McKay can't hold on, so he goes over to first. That one was right into the glove, and now Joe Campagna going to come out to talk about this one with the umpire. The question is if McKay held on to that ball long enough before dropping it that would count as the out on the fly. After he made that catch, he tried to go over to first to double off McCabe. But the ruling is going to be that was not a catch, so the throw over to first got the force out on the batter, Collins. So he's retired 1-3. McCabe advances to second. So 2 down for Chula Loomis. First pitch swinging, fouled down the third base line. McCabe, the runner on second. Go-ahead run with 2 outs in the top of the fifth. Loomis 0 for 2 today at the plate with a strikeout and a ground out. Big cut there from Loomis, but can't catch up with that one. And it's 0-2. Ball misses high. 1-2. McKay with a 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. We'll do it again. Into the backstop. So another 1-2 pitch to Loomis. This one swung on in the air, shallow right field. On the run, Kantarczyk diving, but the ball drops harmlessly foul. So McCabe back to second, Loomis back to the plate, and we'll try another 1-2 pitch. Low, ball 2. And the count is even. Two outs. Runner on second, tie game, top of the fifth. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses high, and the count goes full. And now Loomis steps out. Payoff pitch to Loomis. This is low, gets away from the catcher. So it's ball 4, and McCabe takes third on the passed ball. It's the third walk issued by McKay. And it comes with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. That puts runners in the corners, with Lloyd Hill stepping up to the plate. Hill, batting from the left side, is 2 for 2 today with a single and a double. Breaking ball misses, ball 1. It was Hill's RBI double back in the first inning that accounts for the Wildcats' only run so far today, but looking to reclaim the lead for Milton right here as the throw over to first, and caught in a rundown now is Loomis. Now they go home, and what's the call? Out. So the Warriors sniff out the double steal. The Wildcats get a couple runners in scoring position, but unable to push a run across. And in the middle of the 5th inning, we're still tied 1-1. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Welcome back to Parsons Field. We go on to the bottom of the 5th in a tie ball game. Our last 2 innings both ended, or our last 2 half innings at least, both ended on caught stealing plays. As in the bottom of the 4th, for the Warriors, Tyler Patterson caught off the bag at second, and then on the top of the 5th, the double steal sniffed out. This is Jack Levine, first pitch swinging, high fly ball, the shortstop under it to make the catch for the first out. It was Levine who was at the plate in the bottom of the 4th when Patterson was caught stealing, so he let it off here in the 5th. Now Jonas Webler stands in. First pitch, a fastball right down the middle for strike one. Webler at third base today, who grounded out to shortstop in his last at-bat. The 0-2 misses, and count goes to 1-2. Weak swing, grounded slowly back to the pitcher. Collins has it onto first for the out. So the first two batters retired in the bottom of the fifth for Liam Collins. And that'll bring up Devin Yee. This is the bottom third of the order. That starts things off here in the fifth. So Yee, the number 9 hitter, lays down the bunt, bunting for a base hit here. The third baseman has it, bobbles it, and Yee aboard. Bunting for the base hit, and pulls it off. So Yee aboard with 2 down. And Johnny Minton, the leadoff batter, at the plate. First pitch, a ball high. Minton 0 for 2 today with a couple of groundouts, but the leading hitter on this Warriors team came into this game with a .442 average as the check throw goes over to check on Yee at first. And Minton also leading the team with 7 runs batted in. 1-0 to the plate, swung on, fouled back off the right side. Hit one of the light towers here at Parsons Field. The 1-1, big swing and a miss at a high fastball, strike 2. Liam Collins giving up just 2 hits through the first, well, 3 now with that. We give Yee that bunt single there. Check throw over to first base, and Yee scoots back in safely. 3 hits and the 1 run through what's now 4 2/3 innings of work for the Wildcats righty. The 1-2, strike 3 called. Minton goes down looking to end the 5th inning. It's the 4th strikeout of the game for Collins. So no runs on 1 hit that last inning for the Warriors. And after 5 innings, we're all tied at 1 between Brookline and Milton. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. we're tied at 1 between the Milton Wildcats and the Brookline Warriors as we head on to the 6th inning here at Parsons Field. Jordy McKay on the mound for the Warriors. He'll deal with Lloyd Hill leading things off with a big off-balance swing and a miss for Hill to get things going in the top of the 6th. It was Hill at the plate when the Warriors sniffed out a double steal to end the 5th inning. As Hill takes strike 2, he's now in the hole 0-2. With runners at first and third for the Wildcats. There's a big swing and a miss here. Dropped by the catcher, but throws on to first base for the out. So that goes as a strikeout. It's the 6th strikeout for Jordy McKay. And the first out in the top of the 6th. That'll bring up Jason Turner, the third baseman. Turner over 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. First pitch is in the dirt, gets away from Patrick Webler. One 0. Misses high. Now 2-0. McKay, through what's now 5 1/3 innings, gave up just a 1 run back in the first inning and only 3 hits. Big cut there from Turner, and it's 2-1. McKay has struck out 6 and walked 3 as the 2-1 pitch misses for ball 3. But hasn't allowed a hit since the 3rd inning. A 1-2-3 4th. And despite 3 runners reaching base in the 5th, none were with a hit. This one grounded up towards shortstop. Lev can't quite field it cleanly. And a base hit for Turner. So we'll score that one a base hit for Jason Turner. First hit for the Wildcats since the 3rd inning. And Milton has a runner on with 1 out. Pat Coffey standing in now from the left side. Coffey 1 for 2 with a double and a ground out. Takes strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Misses for ball 1. One. Breaking ball catches the plate, and it's 1-2. Big swing and a miss, strike 3. 7th strikeout of the game for Jordy McKay. As Coffey goes down swinging, and there's 2 down in the top of the 6th. Alex Toya stands in, the left fielder. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, and was also hit by a pitch. First pitch swinging in the air, right field, but drifting foul. Turner will retreat to first base. The 0-1 to Toyas. Looks at ball 1. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first. Turner back safely. Now the 1-2. Runner goes. Ball is in the air, but drifting foul. Lands out of play, so Turner will have to retreat to first base once again. And the count remains 1-2. 2 outs in a tie game. 1-1 the score in the top of the 6th inning. McKay with a 1-2 pitch, low in the dirt. Toyas jumping out of the way of that one, nearly caught him on the foot. And it's 2-2 the count. Toyas was already hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Another check throw over to first base, and Turner back in standing up. Another check back to first base, and once again, Toyas in standing up. The 2-2 pitch. Ball 3. Count goes full. So Turner will be off with a pitch from first base here, as he represents the go-ahead run with 2 outs. The payoff pitch, strike 3 called. So McKay strikes out the side. And in the middle of the 6th, Milton and Brookline still tied at 1. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Back here at Parsons Field, as we get set for the bottom of the 6th inning, the Milton Wildcats and the Brookline Warriors tied 1-1. Milton getting their run on a Lloyd Hill RBI double in the 1st. Brookline on a Tyler Patterson RBI single in the 4th. Cooper Lev, first pitch swinging, base hit into left field. So Lev is aboard to lead things off in the bottom of the 6th. That'll bring up Irvin Kantarczyk, the right fielder, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. Kantarczyk, the man that came around to score the Warriors' only run, fouls this one to the backstop. And Kantarczyk, after he walked to get aboard back in the 4th inning, stole both 2nd and 3rd as he made his way around the bases and then coming home on the Patterson single. The 0-1 pitch swung on in the air, right center field. Lawton sizing it up, makes the catch. And there's one down. So Lev still at first base with one out now. And Jordy McKay steps to the plate. McKay doing great work on the mound. 0 for 2 at the plate, batting the cleanup spot, leaning out of the way of this first pitch, ball 1. On the mound, McKay threw 6 innings of work, giving up just a 1 run, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. And the 1-0 pitch, high again, ball 2. McKay, despite just a 2.08 earned run average this season, still looking for his first win. But looking to help his own cause at the plate here. Takes a big cut at that one. That's 2-1. We saw some action starting in the Brookline bullpen as Brett Amendola starting to warm up. Another big cut from McKay, and it's 2-2. But you know that McKay wants to stay in, certainly, until the Warriors can get something on the scoreboard, so he can leave with a lead and have a chance at the win. This one low as the runner gets a late jump, throw down to second, and McCabe can't haul that one in, a stolen base for Lev. So Cooper Lev into scoring position with 1 out. The pitch was a ball, so it's a full count now on McKay at the plate. Now the payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. McKay goes down swinging. It's the 5th strikeout of the day for Liam Collins. And now there's 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. So now that brings up Tyler Patterson. He's got the 1 RBI today for Brookline as he's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Looks at strike 1. Lev, the go-ahead run in scoring position at second base. As there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th in this tie ball game, 1-1. Big cut at a high fastball, and it's 0-2. Pitch in the dirt, bouncing. Loomis lost it. It was in front of the plate, but Lev able to take third on the wild pitch. That ball looked like it didn't even make it to the dirt around home plate. Bouncing on the turf, and Loomis lost it briefly. Lev enough time to advance to third. So the go-ahead run 90 feet away. This one grounded up the middle into center field, base hit. The Warriors take the lead as Lev jogs into score on the RBI single by Tyler Patterson. That ball bounced off the pitcher's mound. And got through straight away up the middle, and the Warriors take a 2-1 lead. So now Ben Knopf looks at ball 1. So Tyler Patterson accounting for both runs batted in for the Warriors today. Had the RBI single in the 4th, and now another one in the 6th. So it's now 2-0 on Knopf. Ben Knopf, the left fielder, is 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout, as now Loomis will come out to talk to Collins. Try to settle his pitcher down after giving up the go-ahead run. And that means, of course, that Jordy McKay now eligible for the win, so long as he keeps Milton off the board for as long as he stays in. As another pitch misses to Knopf, and now Knopf ahead in the count 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. And Knopf looks at strike one. Now the 3-1 grounded towards third. Turner has it. He goes over to first for the out. And the side is retired, but not before the Warriors push across a run. Tyler Patterson with a second RBI single of the game. And at the end of 6 innings, the Warriors leading the Wildcats 2-1. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Back here at Parsons Field, on to the 7th inning. The Warriors with a 2-1 lead, and Brookline will make a pitching change as Brett Amendola will come on to pitch for Brookline. His first pitch to Connor Shea misses for ball one. Amendola has been a workhorse out of the pen for the Warriors this season. 14 2/3 innings spread out over 7 games, all in relief. As this one misses for ball two. A 1.84 ERA. 1-1 record. Those first 3 pitches, all balls as he enters this game. Amendola 8 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 7 hits allowed over 14 2/3 innings, but walks Connor Shea on 4 pitches to begin this outing. So right after the Warriors score to take the lead, they walk the leadoff man here in the top of the 7th. First pitch to John Lawton, misses as well. Lawton, the right fielder, looks at ball 2. So 6 straight balls to begin the outing for Brett Amendola, and now we'll have a meeting on the mound as the Warriors pitching coach and catcher out to settle down Amendola. Jordy McKay, tonight's starter. What an outing for him. 6 innings, gave up just the 1 run, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 3 walks for McKay. So he is now eligible for the win if the Warriors can hold on to this lead. Brett Amendola on the mound now. Nobody out, and Shea, the runner, at first. Lawton at the plate has reached base twice without the benefit of a hit. And this one is inside for ball 3. Lawton walked in the 3rd and reached on an error in the 5th. The 3-0, there's a strike. Now the 3-1 pitch. Strike 2. So Amendola settling down a bit out there. And the count is full to Lawton. Payoff pitch. Misses for ball 4. Back-to-back walks to lead off the top of the 7th inning. And that puts the tying run in scoring position, and Shea at second. Lawton the go-ahead run at first. So back around to the top of the order, Colin McCabe stepping in from the right side for the Wildcats. McCabe, the second baseman. Looks at strike 1. McCabe 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the 1st, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. The 0-1 bunt. Amendola has it onto first for the out. So sacrifice bunt executed by the Wildcats. And that puts runners in 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. So the tying run at 3rd, go ahead run at 2nd. And Liam Collins, the pitcher, steps to the plate. Collins 0 for 2 with a walk. As he calls time and steps out. And looks at strike 1. So 1 out. Shea at 3rd, Lawton at 2nd. As the Wildcats trailing 2-1. The 0-1 from Amendola. Wibbler keeps that one from getting by him. Counts 1-1. The 1-1 to Collins. Grounded up to 3rd. Jonas Wibbler has it, cannot field it cleanly. So the runners can't advance, but Collins reaches. So now the bases are loaded with 1 out. And Chula Loomis stepping to the plate. Loomis 0 for 2 with a walk today. Was a strikeout victim of McKay back in the first, but now we'll be seeing Amendola for the first time. First pitch swinging in the air, looping foul off the right side and out of play. Oh, 1 pitch, breaking ball, it hits him. And with the bases loaded, that forces in a run, and this game is tied. Chula Loomis hit by the pitch. Easiest RBI he'll pick up. And we're tied at 2. Bases still loaded with 1 out. And now Lloyd Hill will be getting ready to stand in. First a visit from the catcher, Patrick Webler, out to Brett Amendola. So now Hill standing in. Hill 2 for 3 today. An RBI double back in the first. Grounds this one foul off to the first base side. RBI double in the first for Hill, single in the third, and a strikeout in the sixth. The 0-1 to Hill, big swing and a miss, strike 2. Amendola ready with the 0-2. Fouled back to the backstop. As Hill got a piece of that one. So we'll do the 0-2 once again. In the air, over towards first base, right field, drifting foul out of play. So the count remains 0-2. Bases loaded. 1 out. Tie game. Top of the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Inside. Ball 1. The 1-2 to Hill. Big swing and a miss. Briefly gets away from Webler, but no advance by the runners. As, well, I guess Hill got a piece of that. So it's a foul ball. Count remains 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch. This one inside. Now this one gets away from Webler. Now the runners will go. Coming home is Lawton, and he will score. And the Wildcats take a 3-2 lead. So scoring on the wild pitch, John Lawton. The other base runners advance as well, so it's now Collins at third, Loomis at second. Still 1 out. Hill at the plate with a 2-2 pitch. High breaking ball, and the count goes full. Payoff pitch. Misses for ball 4. And the base is loaded once again. Third walk issued this inning by Amendola. That'll bring up Jason Turner, the third baseman. 1 for 3 today. And looks at ball 1. Can expect the Wildcats to be pretty patient against Amendola as he's struggled to find the plate. 3 walks and a hit batter. This one grounded up to shortstop. Lev with the play to stop it. On to first, not in time. Base hit for Turner. Coming in to score from third is Collins, and the Wildcats take a 4-2 lead on the RBI single from Jason Turner. Lev did a great job to stop that ball from getting into the outfield, though, and allowing multiple runs to score as the first pitch to Pat Coffey is fouled back behind the plate. Still 1 out. Bases loaded for Coffey, who's 1 for 3 today. Doubled back in the second. 0-1 pitch. Grounded up towards shortstop. Lev, again, the nice stab at it, but again, can't do anything with it, so another run comes in to score. Pat Coffey with the RBI single this time as Loomis scoring the run, and it's a 5-2 lead for Milton. So now 5 straight batters have reached base for the Wildcats as Alex Toya steps to the plate, the 9th batter to bat this inning. First pitch swing, grounds it towards second, and Yee makes the play on to first for the second out of the inning, but another run scores from third. So an RBI ground out for Alex Toyas. And it's now 6-3. 6-2 rather. Runners at second and third, 2 outs for Connor Shea, his second at bat of this inning as the Wildcats have batted around. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it back over the backstop. Shea 0 for 2 today, but walked and came around to score to lead off this inning. Grounded to third. Jonas Webler across the diamond, and the side is retired, but not before the Wildcats put 5 runs on the board to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 6-2 lead. 7th inning stretch time at Parsons Field. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. back at Parsons Field in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Milton Wildcats now leading the Brookline Warriors 6-2. As Liam Collins back out on the mound for the Wildcats. He first deals with Jack Levine. First pitch swinging in the air to second base, and McCabe makes the catch. Collins, through his 6 innings of work, has given up 2 runs on 5 hits, struck out 5, and just 1 walk. So now Jonas Webler to the plate. Looks at strike 1. Webler at third base for the Warriors today. 0 for 2 at the plate. Looks at ball 1. One pitch to Jonas Webler. High for ball 2. And this one misses. So Webler's got himself a hitter's count, 3-1. Wanted that call, but looks at strike 2. Count runs full. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Webler goes down swinging. 6th strikeout of the day for Liam Collins, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Now Devin Yee, the second baseman, 1 for 2, reached on a 2-out bunt single his last at bat. First pitch a strike. As that pitch came to the plate, Turner, the third baseman, cheating in, looking to ensure that Yee doesn't bunt again for a base hit as he fouls one off the plate there and in a hole 0-2, so we won't be bunting now. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and grounded softly to third. Turner has it. Throw across the diamond for the out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Collins and the Wildcats. After 7 innings, Milton leading Brookline 6-2. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Back at Parsons Field, on to the top of the 8th inning. New pitcher for the Warriors is Jack Levine, who was in this game as the designated hitter, but now comes out to the mound, making his 3rd appearance of the season. He has pitched 2 innings out of relief so far this season, given up 3 hits, 4 walks, but has not allowed a run. So with Levine, the DH, coming into the game, there's a few defensive changes for the Warriors as well. Try to get to those. But it's John Lawton leading things off at the plate and taking strike 1 from Levine. Lawton, the right fielder, 0 for 1 today, but has reached base all 3 times he's been at the plate. 2 walks and reached on an error. It's a high breaking ball here, misses for ball 1. So with Levine in at pitcher, McKay has gone over to first base as this one's grounded to third, where Knopf is now playing. Throw over to first for the out, 1 down. So we've now got Knopf, who came in from left field to play third base. We had Patterson move from first base out to left field. And McKay over at first. Colin McCabe grounds this one foul. And McCabe now looks at strike 2. This one grounded up to third base side. Knopf has it. Throw across the diamond. In time. What a play by Knopf. Didn't take him long to get tested at third base. Both balls this inning have come to him, and he's made both plays. The second one, a nice throw across the diamond. So 2 down. Top of the 8th. Liam Collins, the pitcher, at the plate. High off-speed pitch, ball 1. 1-0 pitch in the air, left field. Patterson under it, makes the catch. So a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Levine in the middle of the 8th. It's 6-2. Milton leading Brookline. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. We move on to the bottom of the 8th at Parsons Field. The Milton Wildcats leading the Brookline Warriors 6-2. And Liam Collins back out on the hill For the Wildcats, his 8th inning of work, he will deal first with Johnny Minton, who looks at ball 1. Collins, through 7 innings of work, giving up just the 2 runs on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. For the righty from Milton, as he throws ball 2 to Minton. Minton 0 for 3 today, but came into the game with a .442 average. Looks at ball 3. .30 pitch. And there's a strike. Minton, I'm sure, taking all the way on that one. On the 3-0 count. And now strike 2 delivered from Collins, so a full count on Minton. Here's a drive out to center field. Hill drifting over, makes the catch. 1 down. So they'll bring up Cooper Lev with 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 8th. Lev 2 for 3 today with a pair of singles. Actually, that one back in the first, really probably an error, so 1 for 3. As the first pitch from Collins misses here. 1 for 3 with a single and reached on an error, we'll call it. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. Grounded foul off the first base side. So 1-2 to Lev. In the air down the right field line, drifting foul, chasing was McCabe and Lawton, but it'll drop foul. So still 1-2 with 1 out, nobody on. Warriors looking to rally from a 6-2 deficit in the bottom of the 8th. A 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 7th strikeout of the game for Liam Collins. And there's 2 down in the 8th. So now Irvin Kantardzik, the Warriors' right fielder, looks at ball 1 inside. Kantardzik 0 for 2, but reached on a walk, stole a couple bases, and came in to score back in the 4th inning. So he looks at a strike there. Kantardzik was a strikeout victim of Collins in the first. 1-1. Low, ball 2. The 2-1 pitch. Misses high, and Kantardzik had in the count 3-1. 3-1 pitch, a liner into right field, base hit for Kantarczyk. Past the dive of McCabe at second, and Kantarczyk is aboard with a 2-out single in the bottom of the 8th. So that'll bring up Jordy McCabe, but first we'll have a meeting at the mound. Collins had retired the last 6 batters before that base hit to Kantarczyk, but he will stay in the game and have a chance to face Jordy McKay. McKay, who was the starting pitcher in this game for the Warriors, but is now playing over at first. Check through on Kantarczyk over at first. Part of that meeting there might have been discussing how to deal with Kantarczyk at first, as he stole both second and third last time he was on. And now this throw is dropped by the first baseman Coffey, and Kantarczyk slides into second base without a throw. So the third stolen base of the game for Kantarczyk. And there's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. This is the first pitch to the plate to McKay. And it's strike 1. Fouled back, 0-2 the count now to McKay. Strike 3 called. 8th strikeout of the game for Liam Collins. And the Warriors retired in the 8th. So we're done with 8 innings. The Wildcats leading the Warriors 6-2. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. On to the ninth inning at Parsons Field. The Milton Wildcats leading the Brookline Warriors 6-2. Another new pitcher on for Brookline. It's Ben Knopf who comes in to the mound. He's been working his way towards the mound this game. Began in left field, then moved into third base. Now on the mound. It's his third pitching appearance of the season. He's gone an inning and 2/3 thus far in 2014. Has not given up an earned run, though. Allowed 2 hits, struck out 1, walked 3 in his inning and 2/3 of work. First pitch to Chula Loomis is a called strike. So he relieves Jack Levine, who pitched a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th. Levine moves out to third, so those two switch positions. As this pitch in the dirt to Chula Loomis, the catcher for the Wildcats, and the count's even at 1-1. Loomis 0 for 2 today, but reached on a walk and had an RBI hit by pitch in the 7th. This one grounded up to shortstop Lev. The throw to first in time for the out. So leadoff man retired in the 9th inning. And it's now 6 straight batters retired by the Warriors between 3 pitchers, Brett Amendola, Jack Levine, and now Ben Knopf. So now Lloyd Hill steps to the plate. First pitch swinging, line drive into right field, but Kantarczyk makes the catch. And there's quickly 2 down in the 9th. So now Jason Turner stands in for the Wildcats. Turner 2 for 4 today with an RBI. And first pitch swinging again, grounds it over to Levine at third. Throw on to first. And a 1-2-3 inning. So 8 straight Wildcats retired. But we go to the bottom of the 9th. The Warriors' last chance to rally. They trail at 6-2. You're watching Brookline Warriors baseball on Big Sports. Ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Warriors as they trail the Wildcats of Milton 6-2 here at Parsons Field. The new pitcher on for the Wildcats, and it's Cam Brown will come in to close this one out for Milton. This is his first pitch. Bounces in the dirt to Tyler Patterson. Brown, a senior for these Wildcats. This one grounded over towards first base, but foul, so the count is 1-1. So he comes on in relief of Liam Collins, who went 8 innings, giving up 2 runs on 6 hits, struck out 8, and walked just 1. So a great outing for Collins, and he is in line for the win if the Wildcats can hold this 4-run lead. Fouled off down the left side, out of play. And it's 1-2 to Tyler Patterson, who's now playing left field. Began the game at first base, but has moved over to left. He is 2 for 3 today, has both Brookline RBIs. This one, a short little looper into third base, falls in front of the third baseman, and nobody can make a play on it. So Patterson aboard to lead things off in the bottom of the ninth. That's just a little short little looper that fell right in front of the third baseman Turner, and neither he nor the shortstop Shea could make a play on it. So Patterson aboard with his third hit of the ball game. And that'll bring up Ben Knopf, who's now in the game as the pitcher, but started the game in left, then played third. This one inside has Knopf spinning out of the way. Was looking up to see if maybe the ump saw that catching a piece of his jersey, but will not get that call. The 1-0 to Knopf. This one catches the plate, and the count's even at 1-1. Knopf is 1 for 3 today, with a single in the second. Also struck out in the fourth against Collins. This one fouled off the left side. It'll get out of play. And the count's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from Brown. Low for ball 2. And we're even again, 2-2. Patterson the runner at first with nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. Wildcats leading the Warriors 6-2. The 2-2 to Knopf. Fouled into the backstop. We'll do it again. Swung on, liner into shallow center field. McCabe going back to make the catch for the first out of the ninth. McCabe ranging over right to the edge of where the infield dirt would be if this wasn't an AstroTurf field, but the lines are still there. And making that catch for the first out. So now Jack Levine, the third baseman, grounds this one to shortstop on to second for 1. But a nice job by Patterson sliding in to break up the double play. Question is, no, he'll be called safe. What's the call here? All right, so Patterson is out. I think the question was about whether there was interference on that play from Patterson on that slide that broke up the double play. We saw that called earlier in this game, but not being called this time. So Levine reaching on the fielder's choice. And there's a runner at first with 2 outs. So the Warriors down to their final out, and this ball gets away from the catcher, and advancing to second base is Jack Levine on the wild pitch. The pinch hitter at the plate here for the Warriors is Matt Gladstone. This is the spot in the order as Gladstone takes a strike, so it's 1-1. This was Jonas Webler's spot in the order, but he came out of the game on some double switch action when the Warriors started making pitching changes. This ball in the dirt as well, but no advancement from the runner as Loomis did a nice job of blocking that one behind the plate. So the count is now 2-1 on Matt Gladstone. Gladstone is 1 for 7 this season. Takes a strike, count even at 2-2. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. Game over.